Okay, guys, we are live. Welcome to yet another episode of the UnTacticos. This is episode 6. It was a crazy UCL week, and we, not so surprisingly, thrashed Atletico Madrid 4-0. And tonight we are going to cover uh, just what everything that happened this past week in the UCL. I'm Jito, Jobiho on Twitter. I'm with
Hi, I am Ganesha at I am Ganesha on Twitter.
I'm Raman and today I'm Jet Spins.
yeah. So Roman has back with his new look. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get this started with. So we are beginning with uh, okay, perfect. We're beginning with Arsenal's game last night and the stat trivia. Arsenal have never lost a considered Champions League game. They do face at the Emirates under Miguel Arteta. But anyway, Shreya, before we get to this, what are your thoughts in general about our game last night? Like until the first half, I watched a little bit till the first half. After that, I had to watch the highlights live. I could just watch it till the first half a little bit live. But however, from what you guys watched, what are your thoughts after the first half and in the second half? Because till the first half it was just 0-0, and our game actually started in the second half. So what are your thoughts in general?
I think even in the first half, I think for a lot of people who are coming expecting what do you call we called it a Haraam Ball derby, right? We
Yeah,
are expecting a defensive kind of a match with both teams building brick walls, no goals being scored. A lot of people saying that this will be a low scoring game. It was a surprise for everybody, and the way Arsenal started the game as well. I think we should have had a goal with the right as a effort hitting the woodwork, and then Rice should have scored there. But our intent was very clear right from the start, and we were positive in terms of how we wanted to approach the game. And I think we wanted to win. Atletico Madrid took some time to settle in. For middle of first half, they settled in well, and that's when a lot of Arsenal fans started feeling like, "Oh, is it going to be a long day?" And that's reflective in the halftime score that we had of 0-0. We started the second half a little slower than expected. Again, I think Julian Alvarez, one of the best players right now in Europe, one of the best forward players in Europe, and any team would be lucky to have this guy in the team. And he did. I think David Raya got bored in the middle, tried to create a challenge for himself, tried to go outside the box and do funny stuff, and almost got gifted a goal to Julian. But I think we came back quickly. And I think we once we settled down in the second half, and once the first goal went in, again set piece, the normal way for us. Um, I think that there was a fluidity, and in the next 13 minutes there was. I think what summed up was Simeone at the touchline. I think he was shell shocked. He
yeah,
did not know what hit him, and you
yeah,
could sense that he had no answer to it. And then once that 13 minutes passed, and once Gyökeres got the third goal specifically, I think his confidence also increased, and he was also looking more hungry after that. And you could see the celebration, the difference in celebration in the first and the second goal for Victor. The first goal, he was circumspect. He knew that it was somehow the ball went inside. The second goal, he was happy, and the
yeah,
team, when even after his first and second goal, you could see the happiness along the entire team. Everybody was happy that this guy has got the number. He was putting in the effort before. Now he got the numbers to back it up as well. And again, he's still, I think, our top scorer in the league, and he scored a brace now. So as long as the goals keep coming in and we keep getting those points, the manner of the goals should not really matter. But again, rival fans will keep saying set piece FC. But yeah, I think finally we embraced it. When I saw Gabriel celebrating with the flag, I think we are embracing our set piece strength now.
spot on. Raman,
So I had I had broken down the game into two parts in my mind. Okay, of course. So the first thing that came to my head is like that Liverpool game came to my mind. Like when Atletico played them, what happened in that game was Liverpool were able to take control of the of proceedings. First 10-20 minutes, whatever, they are like 2-0 up. And with our game, I saw similar signs. Like we were attacking them and everything. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should have gone at least 1-0 up. That SA thing should have gone in.
Yeah.
We didn't have the luck. But I was scared that Atletico will come back into the game. They'll settle down. They'll come back in the game and everything else. But fortunately, that didn't happen. And secondly, last season I had this. I was observing many of our games where what happened was if we failed to score in the first half, we found it very difficult to do it in the second half last season. Okay, not this season, last season. So I was kind of skeptical about this game up until halftime, but then I was like not panicking. I was like confident that we'll get through this. But I really didn't see the 4 goals thing coming. Yeah, that was unbelievable. And this is very sorry. This is very similar to what we did in the 2024 season when we were like smashing teams, and the goals, the chunk of the goals we are scoring in like a short span. We're not stretching the game like that. Anyway, but I'm very happy that we
Anyway,
the counter terrorists win.
even the XG stat that had come up, Arsenal had something around 2.27 and Atletico was somewhere into 0.7 something. I don't have
Correct.
the image right now with me, but yeah. So I mean, in the end, we actually did not play Haraam Ball. It's them who stuck to that. And even our lineup, it was we started Miles, which was a clear indicator that probably we were going to play defensive because Kalafiori is the guy who will be up front playing the second striker role or something. And Miles is not that guy. But however, things changed by the second half. Uh, and also, since you mentioned Julian Alvarez, uh, I had seen a tweet today about someone mentioning after Trossard and Jesus, this is the guy that we should be going after. So there are some names coming up. That is one is Gilmas or something. Forgot his name exactly. Gildas and there's Semenyo and Julian Alvarez. Which of these three would you guys prefer to uh, cover our left wing?
I think after seeing his performance, this season has been special for him in terms, and I think him playing alongside Solot also helping him in terms of what he can do. I think he is that kind of a striker who will come back, link up, very Gabriel Jesus style, come back, link up with the midfield. He wants to be involved in the game as he's progressing the ball forward. So he's that kind of a player. He's not an out and out physical player or a traditional striker like Gyökeres, and that's where people are thinking that okay, we need a different kind, but we already have a couple of people who can play like that. So if we are having somebody like Kai Havertz, who's very intelligent in his gameplay. He can link up with midfield well. And if we have somebody like Gabriel Jesus who can do the same thing, then we don't need somebody like Alvarez. But if we are seeing a winter departure for, say, Gabriel Jesus, then I guess next summer, I think it would be it would be still a big number for to get him. But yeah, he's clearly one of the best in Europe right now, and his entire gameplay against Real Madrid as well in the Madrid derby. You could see that he wants to. There's a hunger to score, and he wants to be involved in the game. And this is a couple of attributes that Mikel Arteta really likes in a player. So you can see that this guy has a good chance. I think he's a Mikel Arteta kind of player. So I would not completely rule him out.
Super. What about you, Raman?
No,
Between the three, who are you
I
picking?
just if it's a comparison between him and Semenyo, yeah, sure, man. I wouldn't mind either of those. But if you give me a choice, but also that also depends on what kind of position we are planning to sign an attacker in. I mean, if it's a left space, then I would. Is it like banging? No, right?
All good.
So
Yeah,
if,
it's
if
okay.
it's the sorry, if it's the left wing and we are looking for a versatile winger as such, who can occasionally, slot into a striker's role, yeah, sure, I'll go for Semenyo. But then this guy is I've seen a few games this season and the last season at Atletico. What he does is very similar to what Gyökeres does in a way, not exactly. He tires and breaks those defenders. He keeps doing that persistently, and that's what I like about him. Alvarez, his persistence. Okay, the goal scoring form, of course, we know, like, he's like a prolific scorer. So yeah, I mean, if you give me a choice right now, I really don't have like a specific pick, but then yeah, I would go for Alvarez actually.
So
I think
there's
one
one more
couple of
guy. Yeah,
since we have the
go
we're
ahead.
talking about the forwards. I think one thing I realized is a lot of people were slating Martinelli and Trossard before the start of the season, and they were very happy selling either of them or one of them or both of them. I think now in the last couple of games, you can sense how important they are to the squad and the flexibility that they offer. So if you see in the like everybody wants Martinelli in the Champions League form because in Champions League I think that's the message that should be going to him. And then before the next game, saying that this is the Champions League game, go and perform like that. But I think both of them have started like delivering across games, and they are good against specific types of defenses. So I think they now you can see the squad impact of a good squad being built. We have players for each two players for each position. Our defensive unit is like second line defensive unit also is I think top five in the Premier League. That's how good we are. So I think something that we have to really appreciate. I think now the owners have given Mikel Arteta all the tools to go and win, and I'm just hoping for this. This might be the season.
Speaking of Martinelli, how similar was his goal to Henry's last goal for us
I think
after
the passage before it, I was surprised the freedom that I could see
in
the
Manchester?
Luis Kelly from
Yeah,
last season, and he just pushed even the one defender who was trying to block him in the end. He just pushed him aside. That guy is he can play in midfield. He can clearly play in the midfield, and he that pass to him and Martinelli. I think he has regained that touch that was missing last season for him, and now
yeah,
the first touch it was just so much like Henry in terms of the touch. If it was Henry, if it and my eyes were closed, I would just say, okay, this is Henry. He just put that touch and one first touch and beating a goalkeeper like Jan Oblak. It's like I think something that's again awesome and I think. And in his celebration as well. Now his celebrations also that the same old celebration where he's knee sliding and doing his old celebration. He's regaining his old touch. Over the last month, Martinelli has really upped and you can see the impact of competition in the squad now. Everybody knows that everybody wants to win the trophy, and everybody wants that they want to add something to the team. And I think you can sense that whenever either Trossard or Martinelli come back into the on the pitch, you could sense that they want to contribute.
spot on. So we were discussing about Yildiz as well. This guy. Um, I'm not sure. I haven't watched him play that much, but between this guy,
He,
Semenyo, we have here. Semenyo
Correct.
and Alvarez.
I
Are we
think
still picking Alvarez or yeah?
if you compare just the three of them, I think Julian Alvarez will be standing ahead. Semenyo has that Premier League experience, and he is in that rhythm. So of course, those two will be ahead of this guy. This guy has done reasonably well. This season has been a little bit of a breakout in terms of UA performances. He's supposed to be like a prolific scorer. He's still not done it. So again, there's a reservation mark there in terms of he has the potential, but he has to prove it. Other two, I think, have done enough to warrant a move now. For him, I would say he has to still prove his point. I think this season might be a good season as an indicator for him.
Fair enough. But do you guys think City actually made a mistake by selling Alvarez and getting Marmoush and who
No,
instead?
no, 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 no. The thing. See, again, the thing with Alvarez is he's ambitious, all right. He's just come back from winning the World Cup, and he won the treble in the same season. So if you deep it, he should have been in contention for the Ballon d'Or that season. But okay, I'm not gonna go against Haaland, because for me Haaland was the pick. But again, you can't
Hmm.
go over Messi because he won the World Cup. Whatever. The thing with Alvarez at that time when he left City was like he definitely had to leave, because he wanted to play that center forward role. You getting
Hmm.
you get the you see there are these complications when it comes to signing Alvarez. The same complications are not there when you're angling a move for Semenyo or even Yildiz, right? Like Alvarez,
Hold on.
in my eyes, I could see him play like Alexis Sanchez from the left side of the pitch, because Alexis Sanchez used to spend a lot of time inside the box and in good positions to strike the ball. I look at him in a very similar vein. But see, again, these two, Semenyo and Alvarez, are like the players, like you said, they're the ready-made stars right now. So if you want to go and buy like a win now kind of player, these are the ones. Yildiz will cost nearly what these guys are going to cost, more or less. But see, that fellow has like a lot of potential in him. He's just coming into the fold, like that other fellow, Arda
Hmm.
Gula,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
He's coming
Real
into
Madrid.
he's coming into the flow. So I mean, if you want to invest in potential, Yildiz is the guy.
Spot on. Coming back to Arsenal, what about our defense? Going from Mustafi, Koscielny, and Co to now this.
I
What
was
are your thoughts?
I was reading a stat, and maybe this is a question for both of you guys as well. I think I was reading a stat like in terms of like Gabriel Magalhaes and his goal scoring prowess. There's only one guy who's above him in terms of number of goals for the club from a defensive perspective. I think from a centre half perspective, like and then it's Laurent Koscielny. Koscielny is number one,
Hmm.
and I think he's a couple of goals away from breaking his record and being top by Galish. I think by end of the season, I would see him being ahead of Koscielny as well. But again, not just I think you can see the strength of this team in terms of building up from the back. These two, how effective these two are, and I think right now a lot of people say Saliba is a Rolls Royce. Yeah, he is, but I think the engine and the powerhouse is Gabriel Magalhaes. And I would put him top. I think in both the boxes, he's somebody like I hate this comparison. Like I don't like this player that much, but I think he's somebody like a Sergio Ramos, but you don't like this. Opposition fans will never love him, but he and opposition player teams will not love him. But this guy can make an impact both the boxes, and that's the kind of defender that we have on in our squad. And I think we are extremely lucky to have them because and when you look at as soon as Masquera came in the second half, you just didn't see any difference. This is a unit now, and they are just you can just plug and play right now. And this is everybody is so tuned into that they want to win the cup this season, some kind of silverware, and you can sense that in the team, not just in the starting 11, but in the entire squad. Everybody is coming in with that perspective, and but our defensive unit, I think, apart from the one moment that we had in the first half where Raya switched off, I could see what he was trying to do. The ball was going out of the ball. He wanted the ball to go out of play, but Julian Alvarez was pressing him. He got the shot, and I think everybody just froze. I was just surprised by the fact that the time that Raya took to just run back to the goal was wide open. And luckily, we were lucky enough that the ball went past it. But again, one of those odd situations that we create challenges for ourselves. Apart from that, I think David Raya hardly had anything to do. So I'm
Right.
quite happy with how we are progressing defensively.
One of our ex-players was the man of the match in the UCL games. Guess who? Defenders.
One of our defenders was.
Was the man of the match in last week in the UCL.
Oh, this guy, Kivio.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
David.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah, this is the
where is he
Like,
playing?
where is he playing?
I thought he was playing in
Uh,
Brazil.
yeah, even I have to look it up actually.
This is
It's a
crazy.
surprise to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought he was playing for Flamengo or something.
No,
Last
no, he
season, yeah.
moved from yeah.
Yeah, I think he moved.
And
Crazy.
I was surprised to just see this post.
Yeah. This is crazy.
No, but what team is it? Can someone
it's
tell me that?
it's it's it's
Let me look it up.
Oh, where he went there? It's Cyprus or something, no?
This
Cyprus or
guy is a
something.
world traveler.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
So they played against I think so Olympiacos? No, 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 that's the older one.
I think, yeah,
It
Kairat. He played against the Kazakh
Kyra.
team.
No,
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Khairat Almaty.
Kyra.
yeah, the
Man,
Kazakh team.
Jorginho is playing for Kyra.
No, man. Just
Crazy.
don't give me these shockers.
Yeah, Jorginho is playing for that Kyra team, and David Luiz is playing for Paphos. Crazy. But yeah, this was incredible. And in this list, Boltemade and Nuno Mendes is now a constant. Actually, he's constantly being performing well for PSG. Now, what are your thoughts on Boltemade? I mean, to be very
No, it's not
honest,
Voldemort. That's Gordon, no?
Gordon.
that's Gordon. That's Gordon, man. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and he scored again, right? Gordon and
Right.
Barnes.
Gordon
But
and Barnes.
yeah, these two are. I think it's a good team. I think any team which is defensively well set and they are trying to build from the back, which is the foundations is very good. You can see the flexibility, and you can see, especially in Champions League, they'll have a big payoff in the group and in the knockouts. Again, I would say my percentage of Arsenal being in the top, like in semifinals and the finals, has increased now because of our defensive output. Because in this league, Champions League specifically, I think the team which is tough to score against has a higher chance of progressing further. They're tough to beat.
Right. So bringing that, we bring this start. Uh, yeah. Asset
Hmm.
play XG per match.
So
Someone finish
I
up.
just so no, I'll actually start this one. The thing is, I'm just tired of people berating a set piece prowess or whatever. Like, as if they think it's bloody easy to just score a set piece. Oh, why are they scoring set piece and all that? Just bloody hell. If my team is scoring and you think it's so easy, why not? Why doesn't your team score it? Arne Slot is sitting and complaining there. Set piece this, set piece that. I think before the Man United game and after some, he said something crazy about after the Man United game. See, it's a, it's a weapon. And I've been hearing the last 2 days talks of unsustainability and everything, and these talks it just accelerated last night after we scored two set pieces. Fine, we scored two other open play goals, but set pieces, bro, it's too much. Yeah, they're just overdoing it. In fact, what I'm worried about right now is that we are playing by the rules. Okay, very seriously, we are playing by the rules, and these rules were set by the PGMOL and the Premier League in the last 2 seasons. They have changed something. Like, you remember those Ben White things? Like, Ben White used to keep hold of. He used to
Hmm,
distract the
hmm.
keeper or whatever. They changed those rules. Now you can't even touch the keeper in a way that it impedes them. So now we have evolved in that system, and we are making use of it better than anyone. And you can see, it's us, it's Palace, two of the
That
most
is
in
more surprising.
the league right now,
That is
right?
actually more surprising. Finding Palace up there.
Yeah, and who are complaining? I'll tell you something interesting. You know who are complaining? Man City fans,
Hmm.
Liverpool, Spurs. These three are the, and maybe to an extent Forest, but these three are the prime culprits. What is the common thing between them? They are all below Manchester United. That's why they are complaining. They can't see themselves below them. You know what I mean? I'm just saying Manchester United have set the standards of being like the rubbish team. And in fact, I'm not I actually like Manchester United right now because they are playing so well. So boss, if you score, come up in this list of XG set play from set plays, then we chat.
I think
Now,
Spot on.
the other thing that you're seeing there is Brentford, and Brentford, for example, is their set piece thing is more of the throw-ins that they're happening, and they are utilizing the throw-ins so effectively, and that's why they are up high up there in that list, where they're not using the free kicks or the dead balls. That's also a dead ball situation where the throw-in is happening. But Keith Andrews is a specialist there, and he is bringing that into play. One thing we all have to understand that you can't say this set piece goal, this is an open play goal. You can break it down that way, but all these are part of the game. There's nothing that is outside. So I was listening to Sean Dyche yesterday, and he was saying you now that set pieces are again back in vogue. He said it's again back in fashion, and you can sense that. But he was very clear. He said whatever takes my team to a winning position is what I should do. That and that's what effective football is. If set piece is giving me an opportunity to score, I should utilize it.
By that
So
logic, we can even justify playing Haraam Ball. I mean, just play Haram throughout the game and just win the game 1
when
0.
the 04-05 team of Mourinho, which conceded 15 goals, they were defensively solid. You can't complain that okay, this team is defensively solid. They are doing some a part of the football on pitch, which is very important. Defensively, they're solid, and then that gives them the flexibility of winning 1-0. Arsenal fans, we have seen Graham under George Graham. We have been 1-0 team. We have won. We this defensive unit is good, but we had even better defensive units in the past. So again, this is not new for Arsenal. I think what people are not able to understand now they feel threatened by the fact that we are scoring so freely out of these set piece or dead ball situations. Again, but if you see Rice and Saka, we are so lucky to have them, and the kind of deliveries that they get into the boxes. I think this first goal, you have to appreciate the fact that I don't know. I felt even without Gabriel's touch, that would have gone in.
No, unlikely.
And again, his
no, no, it's
instinct.
true. It's
He's
true.
taking the
It's
risk.
true.
He's taking the risk there, Gabriel, of putting his head there. He can put. I think he's ready to put his head anywhere, because you always in the box. If you're playing, that's a dangerous play in terms of he can get hit. He's taking the chances there to score, and that guy's hunger for score goals is amazing. And even the second part where Gyökeres scored, first touch, Gabriel Magalhaes. He is.
Yes.
They put at one point in time they put five people on him just to manage him. So he's taking this positional play where he's taking team members of the opposition out. Sometimes that gives the other player opportunity, or but he still and most times he still gets the ball. So you have to appreciate the fact that the effort that being put in this planning this set pieces is paying
Hmm.
off.
Spot on.
I think
And
what we see definitely is the next slide, which is on open play. I think that's something, Raman, we should definitely like. Again, Arsenal is. I see still Arsenal on top.
Second, fair. Man City have scored more goals, and they've had good chances. Fair enough. But then I can't sit here and listen to like nonsense about, oh, we are not, we are only relying on set pieces. That is bullshit. I can understand like factually we have scored more set piece goals than open play goals. I can understand that, but then to suggest that we only rely on set pieces and we don't do anything in open play, that's bullshit. This chart here itself shows like, big up to Scott J. Willis from the
Yes.
Canon Stats. He's the one who does all this work. This guy, this is a good indicator as to where we are. You know what I mean? See, in fact, I heard something on another stream which said that uh, after the Fulham game, if you did notice what happened in the Fulham game, the Fulham didn't give a shit if they didn't give a shit about the game. They didn't want to attack us. That's all it is. We scored that we scored from that corner. They even then they didn't go out for an equalizer. Why? Because they feared us. That's my belief. They feared us. They thought like if we open up a bit, we are gonna get screwed. And that's what every team did, including Liverpool. Including Liverpool. That first half at Anfield, Liverpool didn't do shit. They were doing some things in the second half, but that's it, very limited. The only team who had the balls to attack us full power was Manchester United. That's it. No other team did that. And I think this is going to be a pattern. I hope so. This is a pattern. And if this thing continues, right, David Raya will hand in a transfer request because he needs to play. He's like, what the hell? Like, I'm not playing. So yeah, that's it.
But if you see, I think you're so even yesterday's game. If you see, first half just after the first goal, and that's when Atletico Madrid thought, okay, now we need to equalize, and we just opened them up, and that's a threat that we're carrying now. Now with if especially if we score first, and the opposition has to come at us, I think then it opens up. If Fulham would have gone for an attack in their game, I think we would have scored a couple of more goals because that leaves the spaces for us to exploit. So I think that might be a pattern going forward, especially if we score first. And for that, set pieces have been very effective for us. And I think we should continue doing innovative things in that.
Speaking of
Absolutely.
set pieces, speaking of set pieces, we have a comment by Dade H. This team might be the greatest ever team on set pieces. What are your thoughts on that? Greatest ever in history, like compared to all the set piece teams that were relying on set pieces throughout history. Do you think our current Arsenal squad is actually the best out there, or would you put them on par with someone from the past? At the moment, I do strongly believe that at the moment we are the best, but in the past.
Um, okay, see, first of all, I mean, big up to Wade for sending in the comment. But then, uh, we can't really say like greatest team or whatever right now because we are still. In fact, if you think of it, last year we started off well. We were scoring a lot of set pieces, but then we tailed off. Do you remember there was a large period when we didn't score from set pieces
Hmm.
in the league or
Hmm.
wherever? I mean, I don't
Well,
count that Declan
but
Rice free kicks as one. Go on.
that lean period matches with the fact that Gabriel Magalhaes got injured and he was not playing. So that's
No,
an
no, no.
impact.
Even with him on board, we were not able to score set pieces. We had a long spell without one.
Yeah.
Okay, and see again, if you start the sustainability unsustainability talk around that time, I can understand. See, that's why I'm saying, right now we are not just scoring like basic set pieces like a corner, this, that, and all. We are actually having a lot of variations in what we do. If you just notice the Fulham, the goal against Fulham, it was not like a normal set piece. Like if Gabriel, I've never seen Gabriel like head it back, and it's 2 games in a row that he has given an assist.
Hmm.
Fulham and now Atletico. See, we are doing different things. Even the two Zubimendi goals against Forest, those were set piece goals. So see, it's we are the greatest team until teams figure us out, and then we have to re-innovate the whole damn thing, and that's what we did from last season till like this season. That's what we've done. We've re-innovated ourselves. That's my thing for this.
Agreed. We're moving on.
Yeah, I think
Um,
something I just wanted to just in terms of our attack, I just wanted to mention a couple of. I just want to raise a couple of players who really impressed me in the game. Uh, have you realized how quickly Martin Zubimendi has uh, adjusted to our gameplay and
yeah,
how crucial he has become? And Mikel Arteta's is already reliant, like he's ready to play him as a single pivot, and that gives Declan Rice. I think now we can see that Rice is is an effective 8 than 6. 6 would be his second preference, but Zubimendi coming into a new league has adjusted so quickly. I'm just amazed with the fact that this guy his passing he first thing he uses both his legs. Again, a very and so he
right,
has a
right.
Spanish touch of tactical like intelligence in terms of his gameplay as well. But I think I think I'm just happy that that he chose us and we were good. We waited for a year for him, I think, but that has paid off of getting that player. I'm just really happy that he chose London over Liverpool.
And Real Madrid.
Yeah, and Madrid. And
Yeah.
the other player I want to just highlight was, I, for me, in this short span of Champions League and Premier League, if you ask me who's the top contender for the Premier League player of the season for Arsenal or the Champions League player of the season, I think one player is like really out there, Timber. I think this guy is a physical specimen. He is so strong in tackles, and then his relationship with Saka has improved so much now that there is a Saka understands the fact. I think with Ben White, a lot of times what used to happen was a couple of 3 or 4 players from the opposition would circle Saka and try to take him out of the game. But now with Timber being there, and that has changed. The dynamic has changed, and he's also adding a additional threat of attack. So every pod, I feel more. Every game that I watch, every pod that I speak about him, I feel more impressed. I think he's standing out each game. I think one more excellent addition to the squad. We are not. I think he gives us something different from Ben White. And right now, I think both our fullbacks are excellent, Calafiori and Timber, and we are just lucky to be playing this. This defensive unit is so solid right now. I think it's just a treat to watch.
Timber basically. Have a good game, have a good game cycle. Um, Coming to this slide, that is the shots, and the next one is our attacking.
I think
What do you guys? Yeah.
Overall, I just thought the reason why I wanted to just highlight those couple of points, and especially the second one, we had dominated attack wise. Everybody was calling us as a Haraam Ball thing, and but we were trying to score, we were attacking. But if you go to the next one, the one thing that we can see that where we are missing Martin Odegaard is the through balls,
Hmm.
and that's something that still when he comes back into the game, or when Havertz is also as our striker plays up front, we will see this number increasing. So with the current things, we are still doing. We are still we are not we I think there's a gear that we can go up to, and we are still playing second gear as per me. And once we have the full fit team, we are going to change gears and we are going to score more goals.
Right. So the last time, did we actually miss Odegaard, or what are your thoughts on Aze's performance? And did we actually miss Odegaard? And there was some post about we are yet to actually uh, have Havertz, Noni, Jesus, and Odegaard all back fit in the team. But any which ways, did we guys miss Odegaard last game or what?
I think we did, but we have evolved to a space where even if you are missing a key player, we are still okay with it. And in fact, the last 2 games that we played without Odegaard, we have conceded 0 shots on target. I mean, that's just a metric. I'm just saying, but it also shows me that stat shows me that we are in total control. I mean, my perception of Odegaard was like, we have Odegaard and we get a good level of control than without him. That was the case before, but now it's not the case. In fact, uh, I'll give credit to Zubimendi for this more than anything, because Zubimendi is not only doing the defensive midfield duties well, he's also he's also he's also a playmaker. If you think of it, a deep lying playmaker. Partey wasn't that.
Correct.
Hmm.
Partey was a good ball progressor and everything, but then he wasn't a playmaker, you know. And then again, just sticking to Zubimendi, I just wanted to highlight something that we were talking earlier about the strikers and everything. Can I ask you guys something? Like, you remember that chance that Zubimendi created last night for Gyökeres? He had a faintest of touch on it, but then the keeper saved it. Yeah, like he just stretched, no?
Yes.
Gyökeres stretched. Do you think Havertz will make that shot?
Havertz is like in terms of his intelligence, he's a little bit he'll be better placed to be taking that shots. But I think Zubimendi in finding the player, like attacking players,
No,
he's excellent.
forget Zubimendi, forget Zubimendi. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to dissuade. Sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect Havertz or anything. I'm just trying to say that the kind of striker we have had so far, I think Jesus might do it, but then between Havertz and Gyökeres, I don't think Havertz takes that shot, makes that effort of you know stretching so much with that physicality, and I don't know. That was
I
just my
think
thought at that time.
Gyökeres is more of a traditional striker, right? So he will play that. He will go for those chances where Havertz would still be back. Havertz would want a more a 1-2 with you and then score a goal than Gyökeres, who wants that these kind of crosses. And I think yesterday I was the game was screaming for more crosses into the box. You give more crosses into the box, Gyökeres will score. I think we still have to. That's a portion that we still need to figure out, because the more cross, and especially with the kind of players that we are having now, Saka can do that, Rice can do that, and if Eze is there, Eze can do that, and Odegaard, see, both of them are different kind of players, Eze and Odegaard. Odegaard will pass the ball and take control of the game, so he will hold the ball for long. Eze will not do that. Eze is more of a one touch, and he's more like a Wenger kind of player. So that's the difference that you're seeing. That's what you're missing with Odegaard not being in the team. But I think the more crosses you make, I can sense, and Zubimendi is adding to that. Zubimendi is making those crosses first time. Gyökeres can score more goals once he gets that kind of service.
But and speaking of that, actually, I think so in the initial game, or on Fury only himself said that Gyökeres he needs to take his time, like whenever he's getting the ball, and not be just as soon as he's getting the ball trying to shoot it or something like that, because he had missed a chance, something like that. I don't remember which game, but yeah. So anyway, moving forward to this thing, we already covered this part. Five five players covering Martin Gabriel during a corner, and yet
Crazy.
he's still finding a way to score. Jokeris we have covered. Okay, thoughts on this guy? Arne Slot.
Raman, the floor is up to you. Floor
Yeah.
is there.
Ten
Did we
Hag.
find this guy out? Did we find this bad guy out? And he's actually ETH in the mask.
Yeah, because see why I found this picture interesting is because this guy is literally talking like Eric Ten Hag in his second season. You know how Eric Ten Hag was cocky, right, in his first season? Like, he thought like he's like the next big shit in town, and he's like this, that, and all that shit. And then he won that. I don't know. Maybe it was a Carabao Cup, and when he was big chest, in the second season. Then he got found out. That's another case. But this fellow, Arne Slot, he's been talking like this. I don't know what's got into him. I think he's just trying too much to rejig his squad with the new players and everything. And see, that's one reason why I'm very grateful that we didn't. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it as a revision of sorts, but then I'm very glad that we didn't sign players like Wirtz is fine, Isak or whatever, because these players are not doing anything. The big problem right now with Liverpool is they're getting exposed in the fullback roles, and the big reason is their wingers are not helping out. Gakpo is sitting in the final third. This guy, on the other hand, Salah is not tracking back. These fullbacks are facing uh, massive firing, but then they're taking massive fire, but then they're not able to sustain it.
And not
And
like
that's
they are like any random fullbacks. They literally have Kakes and Frimpong, who are like one
no,
of the
see,
best pass users.
that's the thing. No, people are complaining that Kirkes has been shared. We should bring in Robertson. On the other hand, Connor Bradley has been shared. We should bring in Frimpong. Doesn't matter who you bring. You bring prime Roberto Carlos there, he's going to struggle, because you see the structural difference. No, even in that Man United game, Man United, Ahmad Diallo was doing so much of defensive work. No, he's not known for doing defensive work, but then he was doing it. He was putting in that shift. The same goes for this fellow Mbumo. Even from a very advanced position, he was tracking back, helping Ahmad. Liverpool, nothing. So that is something they need to address. And I think I mentioned this in the last stream, that by the time they figure out their best system, I think it'll be too late for them in the title race. Too
I
late.
think, yeah, I think right now what I understand, what I'm failing to understand is something that worked so well for him in the past. He he's changed it. So Salah was in a prolific goal scoring form, and he should be the marker for your team in terms of how you're going to go. Of course, they lost Trent. They tried to replace him with Kirkers and Frimpong and trying to get the creativity from them. But again, they're not. If Frimpong is, I would say, is a wing back or a winger. He's not. He's not a fullback for like his defensive duties are going to be under scrutiny. And same with Kirkers. Kirkers also is. Last year, he spent most of his time in the attacking half. So he is the guy who wants to create. So now you're asking him to do defend and defend well. And at the same time, I can for the first time in like some years, I can see now Van Dijk also not being at his best, and that kind of has given that there's a crack in the defensive unit there. So not all four of them are on the same page. It can be Bradley or Frimpong. If you see once Frimpong comes into play, Sabozla is stepping back and going into that position. That's you can't have your creative player there, right? So that's how much he's trusting Frimpong with defensive duties. So I think he's still not figured out his system right now. He's got all the tools and or he's put all the players, fantasy players on the pitch, but I don't think he knows his best 11 right now. He doesn't know where words will fit in. So I think he's just putting square pegs in round holes. So that jigsaw puzzle will never go through because Wirtz is not playing at his best position. Salah is not getting any service. Uh, Again, you have a person like Ekitike on the bench who has the form. So now you have broken his form as well. So I don't think he right now he's complaining about a lot of things which are external. But I think this is the time that he needs to look within and see if he can just go back and simplify his structure first. Once he simplifies his structure, because he has these players, the quality of players that he has, they are going to be lethal. Whenever they click, they're going to click and they're going to score more goals and they're going to be winning games. So they're going to go on a run. I just hope for our sake it's going to be much, 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 much later in the season.
Spot on. We have a comment from Hani. It's his birthday today, by the way, so happy birthday, Hani. And
Happy birthday,
yes,
Ani.
even
Aman,
we we too are loving it the way we have been playing this season, and yeah, we are definitely happy to see our Martinelli getting back to his best. Um, Moving on to the next slide. That is it's the same thing, right? Right. Good morning to this.
yeah,
More
it's
or less,
more or less the
yeah.
same thing. Yeah, I mean, this is what I meant. Like, he was making some comments here and there or whatever.
Yeah, I think he was complaining about them not starting Sesko, and then he complained about them playing a little bit more of a long ball. I don't think he was complaining. He was saying that the other teams are playing long balls, and his team is not able to adjust to that fact.
No, he did complain about the Sesko thing. Not a complaint per se, but then he was like, I think it's very weird. Like, I've never seen any manager talk about somebody not starting in their post game thing.
Yeah.
It's weird. See, that's what I'm saying. I think it's losing his shit.
I
That's
think
all.
what Wade is saying, I think this is another point that Slot is persisting to start with Isak even after a bad start. Starting Ekitike seems like a no-brainer, and everybody who has seen Ekitike play and his start to the Premier League, he fit in so easily, would want him to continue. And now it looks like he has this big money signing and he has to play, and he's just pushing him in instead of slowly easing him into the squad. It looks like he wants to push Isak, and that kind of I think both Isak and Wirtz are right now not the best fit for this current structure, and I think he needs to figure out a way of trying to work that out. And by playing these two, what is happening is Salah is not getting the same service that he used to get in the past, and you are seeing a big dip in Salah's form.
It's the same actually like Man United in the past because when they had signed Maguire for I think it's a 90 million, they had to it was Ole I think he just had to keep on paying Maguire because they have paid that amount for him, right? I think it's the same situation with Isak right now. We have paid around 150 for to get Isak, and now you want to keep him on the bench just because Ekitike is scoring well. So
Because
you could
everybody will start
probably,
questioning. Everybody will start
yeah,
questioning that they already questioned that you have such a big amount of like funds sitting on the bench.
correct. And there was some comment from Newcastle United official page itself on one of Liverpool's posts, which was like, uh, "Stop texting us, stop asking for a refund. It is what it is," something like that. Yeah. So moving on to this, I think we should cover this in the next stream or something.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Another interesting
Somebody
topic.
mentioned. Somebody mentioned that Newcastle were demanding 150 million, and then Liverpool paid only 125. They didn't give him the charger for the iPhone. Isaac is the iPhone, but you didn't get the charger.
Oh.
Okay. Uh, this guy crazy. Okay. We've got last three topics to discuss. That is the Napoli game and the PSG game. We'll start with the Napoli one.
This,
Did you guys watch it?
this
It
was a
was
crazy. I was watching it parallelly. Like I was watching the other games, and I was watching this. Like, and I just felt this guy was playing Serie B last season, and
Hmm.
he's just the people just coming in and he's scoring very freely. And but I when Scott McTominay scored, I was like, this is a good. This looks like a good a straightforward game, and Napoli is going to win this 2-0 is what I was hoping when the first goal
Hmm.
went in. But then again, mm, they were just knocked out. And yesterday was a crazy day for Champions League. I think
Right.
each game when Barcelona scored six, Paris
Yes.
scored seven. What these are extraordinary score lines for a Champions League game, and it was
Hmm.
fun. Down just the
That
number of
too.
goals that were scored.
That too against top teams, not just
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw the goal that Nick Pope, the throw that Nick Pope made, and then Barnes scored, and I think he got the assist for it now. Oh, it's crazy.
Hmm.
No, but what was
And
the number line you mentioned here?
so you can see one from the
Yeah,
left
like a
corner
very
till
diagonal one.
yeah. So I'm not exactly sure, but this was doing rounds on the internet. Like probably he played that pass or something.
Oh, crazy.
So I'm not really sure. But then yeah,
And
probably we need to look into this one and
if
we'll cover this.
somebody can, he can. He's definitely one
Yeah.
guy who can.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not
So
surprised if you did that.
Yeah.
right. This is our last topic for the stream. That is PSG's game last night. Did you guys watch it? And that too, look at the opponent, Leverkusen. Not too long ago, this was a team which actually won the Bundesliga and were actually among the best sides in Europe under uh, Alonso. And look at them now.
Yeah, I think it's just crazy, and if you want to put the forward options for Arsenal, don't get this guy Dewey. He's going to
Hmm.
be the guy. I think Usman Dembele came in the second half of this game and scored goals, but for just and again another crazy game. There was a red card even before any of the teams. Like both the teams had a red card, and the game started, and both the teams were playing with 10 men. This was one crazy game, and just the free flowing football that PSG is playing in the Champions League. They want to defend this Champions League, and they look like on track to do that. But they have very good players, and in Desiree Doué he's the guy. I think if Arsenal wants to get somebody on the wings,
Wings, yes, even in the midfield, Vitinha. And
between
there was some comments about people comparing Vitinha to Verratti. Like he will be forgotten in 2 years, like this guy, and that this guy was Verratti. So
yeah, Vitinha, I think last couple of seasons, I just can't believe that this is the same guy who used to play for Wolves. I'm just amazed
right,
how and this is what a good coach does. Like he brings the best out of of his players, and that's
hmm.
what if you have a good coach, this is the thing that happens. And this is something that I think any team which is looking for a new coach has to start thinking like that. A good coach is going to get from my existing squad the best. If you see
This is
what Nottingham Forest have done with Sean Dyche, exactly the same. I think he can get the best out of them.
these are exactly Mikel Arteta's word. words. Like whenever he was asked that, are we trying to bring on more players? His answers were like, this is a squad I'm got. I'm trying to do my best to bring the best out of my players that we already have. This is from the time when we were not signing players the way like we did now. But yeah, these are exactly Mr. Arteta's thoughts. So what Manisha has just mentioned. I mean, that is pretty much it for this stream, I guess. What do you guys? Our next game against Crystal Palace. Thoughts on that before we wind up?
It's gonna be very tough. Do not underestimate that game. Home, away, doesn't matter. Palace this season are gonna be tough. Last year, I think we smashed them like 5-1 or 5-2 away from home, and then struggled at home. But then the home game was different. But I would just say that let's not go overboard and say like we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna
Yeah.
win big, but then we'll
Hmm.
win. That's my overarching prediction. Yeah.
I
Even
think
one
from
more thing I wanted to ask. Yeah. Yeah. Go on, Manisha.
I'm just happy that their current form, when I'm looking at, they're just broken that string of victories that they were having, and they are
Hmm.
just going through that patch where they're a little bit iffy. So I'm happy that we're catching them in this break. But Crystal Palace always has been our kind of a team, bogey team. So,
Yeah.
and this year, I think even West Ham and Fulham, once we have won there, I was very happy that these are the same places where we lost last.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm looking forward to this game, and I think this is a good time to just stretch our legs, get the 3 points. I think soon there's going to be a City Liverpool game, so
Hmm.
that will again give us some breathing space.
Right. Coming back to the UCL, do you think right now are actually because Atletico beat Real Madrid and we ended up beating Atletico. So we beat Real Madrid last season. So I mean, um, keeping Real Madrid out of the picture, do you think right now the top two or top three teams that can actually compete with us? What are your picks? I would go with Barcelona and PSG at the moment. What are your picks?
Picks for top two, you think?
Yeah, top two or top three, whichever.
Top three. I think it's going to be. I really like the way Barcelona is playing under Flick. So you don't underestimate them. Madrid also is good, but I think PSG is going to be there in the top for me. And
Yeah.
PSG is going to be similar to what we had in the past. I think it's going to be PSG, Inter, Arsenal.
Interesting. What about you, Raman?
I think we can decide on the top three between one of them being us or Bayern after the game.
Hmm.
Bayern.
That's a good game.
That's
Oh,
see in the next maybe say a month and a half. The my only worry, like a worrying game in my head, is Bayern.
hmm,
That's it.
We are playing them at home, so
Yeah, yeah. That's
that's
even
a
more worrisome for me.
yeah. We have a
classical
final
prediction.
comment. We have a final comment over your classical prediction.
Yeah. Ah.
I,
And this
I
is
have
going to be
none.
this is a classical that I'm looking forward to. After a long time, I think this is going to be fiery. And I think both the teams are equally poised here, so that's something that I'm really looking forward to this game. I think I think Barcelona will beat Madrid.
Same, same. Yeah,
I,
it's a
I,
better
just,
team
I
right
just
now.
don't see them striking. I think Lamine Yamal is playing just amazing. Pedri is playing well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
I think that this team is going to be a team to challenge. I think Real Madrid is still not. Trent, if Trent is back, he can help. Looks like he's going to be back, but I'll favor Barcelona right now.
Superb. Okay, guys, I think the time is up, so let's just wrap it up for now. Uh, Super. Okay. Thank you guys for joining the stream. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something new, and we look forward to seeing more of you guys joining the stream and sharing your views. Uh, okay. We will soon be having a next stream after the Crystal Palace game. Uh, we do hope that you guys will join us. Uh, and that's it for this week. I signing off. See you guys soon. Bye.
Ciao, guys. Bye.
Goodbye.